You're listening to the Get Rich Podcast. This is not a financial advice podcast. This is a podcast with two friends talking about how to get rich. Thank you for listening.
Hello again, Tyler.
Hey, John. Nice shirt.
Yeah, ditto.
But
Come on.
Oh, okay.
Look at camera. Yeah. I am on this podcast today with you again, Tyler.
It's great for having you on again. I mean, I love having these good guests, you know. Thanks for being on the show with me.
Thanks for having me on. But I have another amazing idea.
Literally the premise of the show. John's ideas.
Listen, you throw some in every now and then. We won't say whose ideas are better or anything. But anyways, my idea. This episode today that I bring to you, Tyler. 3D printing.
Okay, so is that still a thing that people are trying to make money with? I remember that being... Okay.
I just want to get rich. Get rich.
Get rich. Get rich.
So I'm gonna start a podcast.
Get rich. Get rich.
How come no one's ever done this?
Get rich. Get rich.
Now it's time to
get rich.
And people make lots of money with it. Or I have thought of some ways to make money with it as well.
Okay. You're going to have to spell it out for me. Because everything I remember, I know you're saying, do you have a joke? I kind of thought
you were supposed to say a joke, Tyler.
I thought that kind of was a joke. Like, do people still like try to make money with that?
It'll do.
So, I mean, I remember when the 3D printers were fresh and hot on the scene.
And cost a lot of money.
But the whole idea was this is the future of manufacturing in some ways.
It is.
It is. Decentralized manufacturing.
Yes.
This is the Bitcoin of building. Wait a second. It's like the blockchain of building.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's when like you said, they first came out, and then I looked at the prices for 3D printers. I was like,
crazy.
No thanks. But now.
Yeah, now they're a lot cheaper.
You can get a simple base model, I think, for around $200. I'd probably get a more industrialized one or something.
Yeah, but even then, like, the quality of the stuff they make is way better than what it was.
Way better.
It's like
technology has improved. It's amazing. Your next question should have been, what are you going to 3D print to make money, John?
Well, I mean, the world is your oyster. Like you could tell me anything and I would believe it because...
Let me tell you about one that...
My first thought goes to whistles. Musical instruments. That's just where my mind goes most of the time. How can I turn this into an instrument?
I mean, I guess those little...
You know that's true.
Often. You leave this man with a soda can or a bottle, he'll turn it into something soon.
I'm making noise with it. Not music, usually.
I myself have made soda cans into other useful things, but not an instrument, let's say.
Oh.
But back in my youth...
Took me a while to get there. So what are you going to make with your 3D printer?
Thank you for asking, Tyler. So I'll hit you with one first, because I have multiple ideas that you probably haven't heard of because your kids aren't of that age yet. They're called T13, Titan 13, or Dummy 13s.
Okay, so it's not like the T2000.
Was that the Liquid Terminator
I think
or
so,
whatever? Yeah. No.
We're not there yet. This is only the 13th iteration. We've got another
we'll get there.
1,900 something to go.
87, yeah. Math. But so they're little figurines about yay big. I guess you can
about
get
7
them
inches for the listener.
For the listeners, yeah. They're standard action figure size or whatever. But that's what they are. They're little action figure guys. Or girls, or non-gender, whatever.
Yeah, okay. I think you showed me this before. Your son has some.
Did I? Yeah, he got some. He probably was watching Utah. Yeah, I mean, they don't have genitalia.
Yeah. They don't even have faces.
No. They're just little figures. He probably was watching YouTube and saw an ad for them. Next thing you know, we're paying somebody $20 on Amazon to ship us these. And the glorious thing about these is their directions, or what would it be called, blueprints for the 3D printer. It's open source. It's like available to anyone.
Oh, that's cool.
There's
Okay.
not a standard company making these things and profiting from them.
So someone like designed it a while back and said, "Here it
yeah,
is." Out
and then
in
it
the
just
open.
took off, got popular with the kids from YouTube commercials.
Thomas Edison is rolling in his grave.
There's something similar, like there's YouTube videos about, are these better than stick bots? And I think we talked about that in a previous episode, maybe.
I don't remember
Making cheap toys for children.
that. Yeah, but that was like the
Stick
mystery
bots,
box things.
Yeah. The stick bots are just little figurines. They're even smaller. They're maybe like 4 inches, 3 inches big. And they have little suction cups at the end of their hands and
Oh,
feet.
those are cool though.
And those are cool. And there's even YouTube beef videos where they're like, which is better, stick bots or T13s?
Hey man, you create conflict and people are gonna
gonna click. So yeah, they're little figurines. They're super posable though. You can pretty much make them any. If you want to like learn the human form and you're like an art student, want to draw, you could buy one of these little things.
That
and
was yeah.
be
That's what
very
I
useful
thought when
for
I
you.
saw when I saw Nathan with him. I was like, man, you can like really set your models
Yeah.
up for this. That art degree coming in handy.
yeah, right. Got to use it where you can. But they come with a bunch of like accessories, different hand shapes. Some that are like waving, pointing, or they're like opened to hold the little things.
Ready to
They come with
rock.
little weapons and stuff like that. And the whole separate side market, you couldn't 3D print it, is like the clothing for them. That's a whole separate thing that I don't have
Labor.
the technology or knowledge to do. So we won't even talk about that. But they come in different colors, little figurines with accessories. On average, you're buying about 2 to 4 of them with the little accessories. If you just go on Amazon and look this up, T13, Titan 13, they're usually around $20 or so for a pack of 2 or 4.
Okay.
And I looked at a few different sellers, and you know how on Amazon it'll say blank mini sold this month. The average that I'm seeing,
didn't even know that was a thing.
yeah. Sometimes when you purchase something on Amazon, it'll say like how many sold this month. And right now we're in the middle of the month. I don't know if they average the month or not.
Let's just assume they do.
Let's assume they do. At the low end, they either sold 1,000 in 30 days or 1,000 in just, half a month, because we're in the middle of the month right now.
Yeah.
Either way, if you're selling 1,000 things for $20 a pop,
Yeah.
you got to figure they're making them for $5 or less probably.
Okay.
How much is that?
It's gonna end up being a lot.
$10,000 to $20,000. Like,
Yeah.
there has to be some cost involved, so it's not going to be $20,000 if you sell 1,000.
Yeah.
But still,
I mean, even if it's half.
10,000 extra a month for just letting your 3D printer run.
Yeah.
And then you just ship these things out, and literally ours came in like a Ziploc bag.
Now, are these are they assembled or are they
That was a whole
unassembled?
nother controversy.
So
So
like a 3D printer and they move?
when my son saw the commercial for this and requested some, we looked at on Amazon and there was a bunch. Some came pre-assembled, some did not.
Okay.
All the reviews that I read for the unassembled ones
Yeah.
talked about how much of a pain it was to put them together.
Well, I mean, if they're 7 inches or
There's
so, 6 or 7 inches,
so many little
the
pieces.
parts are little.
They're so tiny. But that's the thing where sell them unassembled
Yeah.
a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Sell them assembled a little more, You got to pay
Yeah.
a little more for the labor involved.
Because
And that's where I could put my son to work, He likes playing with T13s. Let's teach him how to assemble them quickly. There's little nimble child fingers. And yeah, he'll be busting out, 100 of those a day, I'll give him like a $5 or something when he does it.
Man, homeschool is really gonna pay off.
Hey man, I'm saying it's on, what's it called? Like on the job training or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. OJT right there. Yeah.
I'm training him so he can take this job.
It's a shop class.
Yeah, it's a shop class. He'll learn how to run it and assemble the product, and he can take over the company when I'm old. It's training. It's not child labor. But that's just the first thing I probably would start off with. There's lots of other things you can 3D print that people do 3D print and make money off of.
I mean, I remember, just to throw some controversy in.
Should we do
Yeah, probably.
Okay, let's remember.
Yeah.
We
How
totally
many-
didn't mess up last episode.
And a lot of our episodes have had the, should we do a commercial now? And now, a quick word from this episode's sponsor.
Looking for puppy love? Tired of barking up the wrong tree? Well, stop chasing your tail and fetch yourself a pawsome time at Fetch, the ultimate dog meetup and dating website. Whether you're a dashing dachshund, a bashful beagle, or a playful poodle, Fetch is the place where you and your four-legged friend can sniff out new friends and maybe even find a fetching date. Signing up is a walk in the park. Create a profile, share your dog's quirkiest habits, and start fetching new connections. We've got all the features to help you find the perfect match, whether it's for a puppy playdate or a full-on doggy romance. So why sit, stay, and wait? Get off the leash and run on over to Fetch, because just like a tennis ball, love is out there waiting to be fetched. Visit our website today and start your tail-wagging adventure. Fetch, where every dog has its date.
Almost enough time.
All right.
I'm hot. That's good enough. And we're back.
Reminds me of a late night show that used to be in the 90s, 80s. You probably
now
wouldn't.
the time for your tangent you brought up earlier?
No.
Okay.
Yes, that tangent. Okay, so this other one wasn't going to be a tangent. So my first thought, you say, all the things that you could print, you could make, right? I remember all the controversy of like when 3D printers originally came out, and there were some instances of like people like 3D printing weapons. Right? There were some 3D printed handguns for a while.
Like in the countries where you can't legally buy them, they kind of got popular probably on the black market or something.
Not even there. I mean, they were in the U.S. too. Because
it was legal there, though, bro.
Well, no, because then it's an unregistered firearm. So you could essentially make your own unregistered firearm, which you can do already if you have all the, metal working skills and all that jazz, but this was a lot easier and it was a concern. So I wonder, and this doesn't really affect your products at all.
I'm not going to be selling 3D printed guns.
Yeah.
But
I'm still curious, now that it's in my brain, printers, like regular printers, like paper printers, they actually like put a tiny like invisible little code on every document they make. I wonder if they do that with 3D printers.
But why are you even bringing this up?
Because I'm curious now.
How did you go from guns to this?
Because
so if someone printed a gun, they could be like,
trace it back to the printer that it was made with. And as far as what you're saying, maybe you want to do that to your 3D models. Like if you ever make and sell or give away 3D models, it was something that map makers used to do. They would have trap islands or trap roads is what they were called, I believe. So like if I make a map, right?
Fascinating.
And I sell my map, you come along, you copy my map, and now you're selling my map.
Yeah.
Right? I can prove that you're selling my map because this road doesn't exist.
It's like the equivalent of a watermark or something almost. Like
but
if
less obvious.
Steals your video. Fascinating.
Well,
that's fascinating.
It still comes up every now and then.
It
Google
does.
has had trap islands for a while. They got rid of them because they found out, hey, no, it's not a real island.
Trap islands? You mean Epstein's Island? Is that what it's called?
That's a different kind of trap. Oh, my. I'm the one that goes dark.
I can go dark, man.
Look at me.
I'm just talking how I talk.
Look in my eyes. I am the one that goes dark.
Yeah, when you do those inappropriate voices. Anywho.
Oh, that was a movie. Captain something or other, right? Tom Hanks. I am the captain now.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I guess you should be the one saying it. I'm the one who goes dark now.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going to cut all that.
He always wants to cut my stuff.
No. So, T13s are the first idea I had. So that's what I would 3D print.
3D printing.
First. Little figurines, kids love them, they eat them up. Thousands a month sold.
It's so similar to the other idea that we had. But this is specific stuff, not
the
like
mystery boxes with toys.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we ever brought up 3D printing in that episode.
We didn't. I don't think.
I don't know why. It wasn't on our minds. But if we did want to do 3D mystery boxes with little plastic figurines. We could now.
Yeah.
3D print a bunch of them. So
You say we could now. He didn't buy a 3D printer, just a dog.
I'm gonna buy a 3D printer though. My son wants one anyways. So I'm like, if I'm gonna buy him a toy, I might as well monetize it, you know?
Yeah. The real slogan. The real shirt that you need. Not more coffee, less sleepy. Monetize it.
Monetize it. Or I can monetize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll offer that on the website as well.
Yeah, sure.
And what the other one idea that I really like, Trientist. That was something. We
good.
got to make a Trientist shirt.
Yeah.
That'll be on the website as well.
T13s and
you can do little jewelry.
Okay.
You can do phone cases with like designs. Pretty much you could just say, what do you want? I will 3D print it. Make it where you could offer
custom
anybody. You want a phone case with not like a glued on picture of your family. I'll freaking 3D print their faces into this thing. Or anything. You could just make it. If somebody wants something made out of plastic,
so
you could give it to them in any color they wanted, anything.
I really question the feasibility of that. I'm not saying you can't do it. My reason being, print-on-demand services for like clothing and things like that already exist. That's where most merch comes from anymore, is a print-on-demand service, a bigger company doing it. But I have not seen them offer 3D printed print-on-demand. So I'm just curious.
Oh, that's why I'm here, man.
Yeah, but maybe there's a reason.
Well, I can think of maybe one. If there's not an open source design available for you to pull from, then you have to know how to design models for 3D printing, which comes to my next line item.
Okay.
If somebody requests something, you need to learn how to design a model that can be 3D printed.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's something like in Blender, you make a thing, you upload it, the 3D printer can kind of figure out how to do it or what steps.
Magic. Computer magic.
Computer magic, yeah. So you would need to learn to do that. Mm-hmm. And then that's a whole other thing you could offer as well.
The models.
You want this thing that is currently not available.
Yeah.
I'll build the design and sell you the design. Whole nother side revenue that's like, it's 3D printed related, but you wouldn't even have to 3D print anything.
Yeah,
you would model it in whatever program, and then you could sell that design.
Now, those services do exist. I have seen those.
There's ones for like video games, Blender, other 3D animated things.
And then the same for 3D printed models. There are like different distribution websites and stuff where people like artists and things get on.
If they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So, and you have an art degree. And we talked about how we need to put it to use.
Throwing me under the bus there.
This is a partnership.
I
have the ideas, you do the hard work, and then it's equal.
We've done some 3D modeling.
Yeah, it's hard.
We weren't very good at it.
I tried to make a bear, and I remember you complaining that it had too many pixels.
Or too many verts.
Too many verts, excuse me.
But that was like, good grief, when was that? 2012.
That was
maybe
a long time ago.
When the program we were using is like, whoa, man, slow down on those vertices.
Yeah, right. My computer only has, 4 gigabytes of RAM and freaking whatever.
Now it's like, no, it needs more verts. However many it's got, it needs put more.
Put more. So yeah, jewelry, phone cases, offering your design skills, offering custom things. A cool one I found doing a little bit of research that we'll just touch on for a second is old like little plastic bits for older car models that are no longer in production.
Because I got like on the minivan, right? We have a shade that goes up and it hooks.
And you're missing that hook, aren't you?
On one side, the hook.
I could print you that hook, Tyler. It would make your life so much more convenient.
I'm on board.
See? That's all we needed. But let me get you on board.
Give me that hook.
Even more.
Give me that hook.
Give me that hook. We'll put that on a shirt too. Or I'm a hooker. Something. I don't know. We'll workshop that a little. All right. Have you heard of Warhammer 3000?
Yes, and I already know where you're going with it. As soon as you say that,
Where am I going with it,
now
Tyler?
that is like the idea before, where we were like, we can make little chess pieces and character pieces
Yes.
and make a game around it. Because remember, we talked about the card
Yeah.
game and the character game. That is a good idea.
Or even custom chess pieces,
Yeah.
you know, anything. But
I'm on board with that. That's a great
the
idea.
Warhammer enthusiasts
Yeah.
are, what is the right word to use for this? They're fanatic.
Yeah.
They're obsessive. They are like, I love this so much.
Yes.
Do you know how much money was spent in the fiscal year between 2023?
Fiscal year.
That means
This means that you really did research.
I did research.
If he uses a word like fiscal.
Hey man, I watch Shark Tank sometimes. I can use, words that they use. Fiscal year just means like the financial whatever for that year, not the calendar year.
Yeah, you're right. The business financial year.
I know things.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur. That could be a new shirt too.
Do you
a shirt?
Do you track your fiscal
entrepreneur.
years?
Yeah,
Because
I pay
I've
my
had
taxes.
I've had to deal. That's a tax year, which can be different from a fiscal year.
Well, you need to know your fiscal year to pay your proper
Yeah,
taxes.
yeah. Okay,
So, anyways, Tyler, questioning my knowledge here.
I'm just saying.
I'm a multiple-time entrepreneur, but that'd be kind of a bad thing, though, wouldn't it? Like,
Yeah.
You had to keep
if
trying.
at first you don't succeed, entrepreneur
Listen,
again.
It shows perseverance and character to not give up and to keep trying. And that's what I'm all about, baby. But anyways, Warhammer. How much was spent a fiscal year on miniatures alone, not any of the other stuff?
I guess we should have explained it for the audience.
So Warhammer.
I'm like, yeah, I know what it is.
Explain it.
Well, it's a game. It's a strategy game. It's
Yeah.
a tabletop strategy game. Where's it? A tabletop RPG? Somewhere in the middle, maybe.
Yeah, I think it involves both elements.
Either way, so they've got these little figurines that they use to represent the characters and the units, and they move them around on the table, which is essentially the battleground.
Yeah,
and they
and
strategically,
it's super popular.
Yeah, they roll dice and things, and they fight. I assume there's dice.
Yeah, and the people get super into the miniatures. Like they paint them. They spend so much money.
The train people too. Don't forget the train
yeah,
people.
I'll do custom trains, custom train parts. But anyways, Warhammer.
Yes.
Miniatures.
Yes.
How much in a fiscal year?
A
Just
lot.
take a guess. Take a guess. Take a guess.
I wouldn't think the people are that. There's not that many of them. I would say 1 million.
623 million in miniature sales alone
That's a lot.
for a fiscal year.
Yeah.
623 million alone.
In
Now,
miniatures.
In miniature sales alone. There was other profits reported from other products that company who makes them offers. But that does make me think, like...
What's your source for that?
Huh?
What's your source for that?
It was the company that makes them...
I'm just trying to throw you under the bus real fast. Doesn't matter.
Shut
It
up.
doesn't.
It's called Games Workshop.
Okay.
Is the company behind Warhammer miniatures. That's the whole thing we need to figure out. Are they patented?
Or copyright or
Copyrighted.
something. They might be.
Are you allowed to make these and then quote unquote sell them as Warhammer miniatures? These are things we need to look into. But there's such a big market, 623 million. You could offer to do custom miniatures. You could offer all kinds of different things where we probably couldn't get in trouble if we
feel like I've seen
worded
that.
it right. What do you mean?
I feel like I've seen custom miniatures somewhere.
Yeah, and they probably make a lot of money doing it.
I bet they do.
And I could make a lot of money doing it. We could make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, this is a really good idea.
Can I get a hook?
Hook, yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Get Rich Podcast. Go to our website, getrichpod.com, or email us at jnt@getrichpod.com to let us know what you thought about an episode or to submit episode ideas. If you really want to support us, subscribe to our Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/getrichpod. Subscribers will have exclusive access to vote on ideas we try, access to videos of us doing the ideas, as well as weekly bonus content. Thanks for listening.
Okay.
And if you just start with car models and go to anything that's no longer in production,
Yeah.
people need that stuff. There's nowhere for it.